Chicago is about to see one of the most interesting mayoral races in recent times. A runoff that was expected to be a slam dunk for Rahm Emanuel is turning out to be dangerously close, leading the Chicago mayor to ready an intense offensive to keep his job. Recent polling shows the race between Emanuel and his unknown, underfunded, and Mexican immigrant rival, Chuy Garcia, has closed up to within single digits, with local and national progressive groups lining up behind Garcia and promising to pour cash into the effort of denying Emanuel a second term. The mayor is suddenly facing a very, very tough re-election. The move comes a week after he failed to gather the majority needed to avoid his face-off. Nick, this is amazing. This is kind of a Cinderella story for Chuy Garcia. Emanuel is a very rich politician, 6 years in Congress, very close to the president, with a very, very important money-raising machine, facing off this pretty much known grassroots politician. I think it's amazing. I think it defines and it's showing the future of American politics.
Yeah, and what's interesting about it is that he came out of the water essentially, out of nowhere, you know? He thought he had it in the bag, but no, and Chuy came out of nowhere. And I'm always rooting for the underdog all the time, those who tend to have less money than others. I think those make for better politicians, but unfortunately, a lot of the time, the money alone might win you the election, unfortunately.
Emanuel is saying that money is not so much an issue. He said through an email sent by a spokesperson of his administration, he said that the election is now a clear choice between two very different visions of Chicago's future and how to get there. One path sidesteps our problems and delays the solutions as they get worse and worse, and the other is about confronting our challenges head on. He has raised over $13 million, 10 times more than Chuy Garcia. And with that money, he's going to launch a new series of TV ads, painting Garcia as a no good, inexperienced politician, while he projects himself as someone that is willing to do unpopular decisions to solve the problems. Some of these decisions are closing schools with very high minority attendance in specific neighborhoods, among other things. Garcia said that he's ready for this, he was expecting it, and that he, on his own, he will try to make Emanuel look like someone that has been all his career working with the rich, working with the power groups, while he has been working with the people. And he had this to say: Rahm has spent most of his life being friendly with and working for the powerful and raising money for Washington. I've spent my life targeting powerful politicians to make them respond to the needs of ordinary people. My emphasis has been in the trenches, grassroots, in schools and churches, on the street, and his has been in the halls of power. One of the central battle is going to be the African American vote. 3 of the candidates were African American. One of them, they already decided not to endorse any of the two, which kind of gives an edge to Emanuel. But the other 2 are up for endorsement, and I think that it's going to be very, very important. I think if we can see something that has been really hard in the past, that is to join the struggle and the fight to be a player of the African American community and the Latino community, and if they get together as minorities, they might have a shot at winning the election in Chicago. What do you think? Do you think that regardless that the platforms, grassroots versus high power, are these kind of Cinderella, Robin Hood-ish?
If he does win, if Jesus wins, it would say a lot. I
think so.
It would be a huge feat. But Rahm, he's been in the spotlight recently, hasn't he?
That's very important. He's been in the spotlight because recently in Chicago, they uncovered the existence of a secret facility for interrogation where there's very strong allegations that some level of torture was happening there. There was a detainee that died there. Mm-hmm. Officially, he died of a heroin overdose, but there's some people pushing for the Department of Justice to do an investigation. They haven't been at federal level. Nobody has stated a position in this, and it's still under investigation. And this is one of the things that Chuy Garcia has been criticized by their own support group, is that he hasn't been very frontal on his attack, using this as a pinpoint to show the corruption that there is in the city. He's been a player in this election, a very clean player where he is being institutional about it. But I think he has a message that he's giving out in his campaign that it's, and I'm going to quote, "I will hope that people will say, enough of that. We're intelligent. We have things we want to see happen in Chicago neighborhoods, and it's time to take Chicago back. The biggest challenge we face is people thinking that this could be an invincible force, with millionaires and billionaires lined up against ordinary people. We want to show that it's doable." I think that he is pinpointing a situation that we'll see repeat in other states in the future, that it's rich versus poor, the people versus the establishment, the underdog versus the prince.
It's symbolic in some
It's very
ways.
symbolic, and so we think that this is a race that everybody should pay attention because it's very representative of what's going to be the future of American politics. Tell us, what do you think? Do you think that in politics everything is about money? Whoever raises the most is going to win, or the person that is working closer to the public interest is the one that will get the votes? Let us know what you think in the comments and subscribe to the Lip TV.